Hello to you and welcome to today's messages brought to you by love. Yes, by love. Always love. Because love is all you need. Yes, it is. It is. And this is why it's important to cultivate it within. Because when you're constantly seeking externally, well, it can be taken away, right? When you have it from within, it's your baseline. It's what you carry with you wherever you go. And that is true power because you're no longer manipulatable, right? By needing it externally. It's just like tapping into source when you have your own connection, okay? Connected. The energy of connected helps you to connect your heart with your higher self. Listen to this inner wisdom. Yes, because that's where your heart speaks. Your heart and your higher self are in constant conversation, and it's our job to tap into it. To get an ear on the ground, to keep our ears on, so that we can hear what is being talked about, because you know what's being talked about? You and your highest and greatest timeline, and all the ways to get there. Okay, Kinas. Beautiful. Kinas talks about your inner wisdom, right? Yes. The acquisition of wisdom, knowledge, and insight has been the owl's forte since the beginning of time. They have sharp eyes that can see in the dark what others need light to perceive. The companion of many goddesses across many cultures, the owl is the holder of their occult secrets. For the unaware creature, they are fearsome. Kinaz has the hot, bright energy of fire and the illuminating torch. It represents the search for truth and knowledge and a burning creative drive. In a reading, Kinaz speaks of artistic and technical ability and honing your craft. Lighting your way through the dark, it encourages you to be a self-starter and to take initiative guided by curiosity and intelligence. And see, this is why you need a balanced inner child, nurturing parent, and wise elder, right? Because that's your being guided by the curiosity, which is your inner child, right? The exploration, the curiosity. What is this? How does this work? And your intelligence. This is your wisdom. This is your inner wild one. Your inner wise one. That's the one. Yes, they do the triple goddess thing, and that it's, mother, maiden, crone, or maiden, mother, crone. But I feel like, well, I guess it's because it's embodying a feminine, but I think it's the same on the masculine side, right? They have an inner child that's not just feminine. Your inner child is as balanced between the masculine and feminine as everything else. So too should your parent, right? Your inner guide, your inner nurturer, mentor, and then the wisdom from experience that you gain through life. So, yes, your inner child, your inner parent, and your inner wise one. I declare this to be the new thing. I don't know if it's a new thing. I'm bringing it back. Yeah, they always call like new age stuff. This isn't new age stuff. We're remembering things from the past. It's old age stuff. Okay. So So let's see what's the card. Just one more little one. Oops. Okay. Let's see what the cards have in store for us today as we move forward into it. I'm going to try and just pick a few. I'm just going to pick a few cards like that. Okay. And we'll see what wisdom, what exploration, what kind of connection to our higher self. No, this is about creating a connection with your higher self. Well, and back to the child, parent, and wise one. There's a time and a place where we have to be our own parent to our own inner child, right? Yes. And we can do a lot of healing. We can go back to those parts where when we were children, we didn't get what we needed. We can go back there as our own parent and rewrite the history. Give what was it that you needed in that moment, recognize it, and replay the memory as if you did receive what you needed in that moment, right? This is how you infuse love in your past and reclaim, acknowledge, and heal your inner child. So that's beautiful. Boom! We've got your confidence moving forward. Okay, yes. This is about taking decisive action forward. Okay, you've got your sword of truth. This is the newbie, right? You have just finished the forging of your weapon, and now you are like, okay, I am stepping up to move forward, and I am going to cut away anything that doesn't serve me. And I'm going to take the path less traveled, right? It's like a machete, and you are cutting away all obstacles in your path. And there's more than, paths that have been well worn already. That's why. But you are gaining the strength and the wisdom through your experiences, and you are also being rewarded to come up upon all the beautiful things that you discover along your way that have never been discovered or seen by other people before, right? Okay, so here is your tempering of the sword process. This is how you gain your wisdom. This is how you gain your experience, is through this balanced, I am getting like ebb and flow, right? There's a time to ebb, there's a time to flow. This earth angel here is holding two cups that represent those types of dichotomies, the masculine and the feminine, the light and the shadow. And it is a just like tempering of the sword, right? There's a time to heat and then there's a time to cool. And this process builds strength, creates strength, strengthens. Yes. So trusting in the process and creating boundaries for yourself while you are in that process of the forging. Boundaries are probably one of the most important things on this journey, on the spiritual journey, on life's journey, right? You need to know when to create boundaries for what. About around yourself, around your thoughts, around your minds, around other people, around other situations, around other environments. So external boundaries and internal boundaries are very important part of the process. Okay, the process into becoming the Queen of Hearts, a balanced, flowing state of compassion and love. Okay, in a flow. This is the ebb and flow queen. She recognizes, she's also through her experience, has remained compassionate and caring. And it's because she's been there. She's been on the bottom. She recognizes that compassion is a necessary component for those who are there. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Hachucha, hachucha. Let it out. Express yourself. Yes, okay. What else we got? What else do we got here? We've got your Queen of Swords. Okay, there you go. Your heart. Well, I guess this is your mind. This is your discernment. This is who enacts the boundary setting. Okay, this is who you become once you get really proficient at your sword wielding, right? You turn into a queen. This is part of your process of becoming, and this is the tempering between compassion and, I don't want to say rigidity, but definitely your heart and your mind, right? Being able to discern, say, no, I don't want that. No, I'm done with that, right? You're the one who, the Queen of Swords is the one who puts the swords down and creates the boundary. And this is a beautiful balancing between the two. Okay, we've got things happening behind the scenes. Always. There's always things happening behind the scenes because that's the nature of reality, right? There's so many cooperative components happening on so many levels for things to line up, for things to synchronize as they do. And so this is why divine timing is a thing, right? Because there's so many nuances, so many tiny little things that contribute to timing. And you can't rush that because it's a beautiful orchestration from the universe. Well, it's a collaborative, right? Because you're also dealing with individual people's free will. So I don't know how anything happens, and yet it continuously does, and that's a beautiful thing. Okay, so you can't think your way out of it. This is the boundaries around overthinking. Okay, whether they are obsessive compulsive thoughts of fear or limiting beliefs, or whether they are creative ideas, things that you want to do, things that you want to go after. You can sometimes, because I have a neurodivergent brain, sometimes a thought will hit me and it will shoot off like a firework in several different directions all at once and implode because the brain can't focus on all of the things all at once, right? This is why focus is important, right? In all of the practices. This is that pin prick accuracy. Is it pin prick? I don't know. Laser point accuracy. Yes. Focus. Laser point focus. So these are boundaries around overthinking on whether it's serving you or not serving you, right? You want to have the boundaries around that. You want to have the discernment. You want to be able to sort through all of the thoughts and pick one to run with, okay? Long enough to see where it's going, right? Okay. Okay. What do we got here? So there's your experience, okay? This is how you reach anywhere through experience. This is your wisdom. This is your knowing. This is your continuous pathway in your evolution, right? This is how we learn and grow and expand, is through experience. And this is why it's important to release the experiences that aren't serving you, right? Release the things, people, places, and things that aren't serving you to allow for the things coming in that will. So we've got the Five of Pentacles. Okay, this is all of those thoughts of unworthiness, all of those thoughts of being left in the cold. We've got the masculine and feminine here, and they are silhouetted, so they are either walking towards or away from this building here, this sacred structure, right? And look how warm and cozy it looks like inside, and it's cold and it's snowing and everything on the outside. So we've got the warmth within and the cold without, right? And so being a 5, halfway there, which way are you going? Are you going in or are you staying out? And it's the going in. You want to go in, okay? Because that's where the warmth is. That's where the flaming heart exists inside. And so this is creating boundaries around thoughts that aren't serving you, that are outside cold thoughts versus inside warm thoughts. This is a very important part of the process, okay? And your ability to do this, maintain the momentum of this is what is celebrated, okay? And we've got the King of Swords as well. So we've got divine counterparts with the Queen and the King of Swords. And I feel like this is a balance in your discernment, but also communication, your ability to communicate your truth, right? Because it's a sort of truth that you're wielding, the sort of truth that cuts away. Your truth is that doesn't serve me, goodbye, right? That's a hard truth. And all these butterflies here, this is the transformation process that inevitably happens when you start claiming your truth, when you start enacting your truth, when you start creating those boundaries and moving yourself forward with confidence in your truth, in your knowing, in your transformation, which is a beautiful thing. Yes. Okay, balance is very important. This is that temperance, right? There's always those dichotomies that need to be balanced. It's about moderation. It's about peaceful coexistence. You know, I was thinking recently about light and shadow and how to best describe the importance that both are needed in this dimension, in this 3D world that we live in this on this earth that we live in, right? So if you've ever drawn a picture, let's say, or if you just have solid color, the image looks flat, okay? But the minute that you add the shadow and the highlights, the light and the shadow, it becomes three-dimensional. It takes shape. And this is the world that we live in, right? So it's impossible to exist without the interplay of both the light and the shadow. So don't deny your shadow. Face it, own it, love it, and make it work for you. Okay, there's the Sword of Destiny coming out. Ooh, with the King of Pentacles underneath. Okay, so this is the Sword of Destiny. This is you claiming your truth, right? Just like Arthur pulling the sword from the stone. There's a claiming. There's action, right? This is the masculine side of it. The queen is like, I'm going to pull that sword, and the king is the masculine pulls it. Okay, the energy. And this is grounded in your earth realm, okay? This King of Pentacles understands how light and shadow play in the material realm. You need to have it just like day and night, right? There's so many examples of it everywhere. So this is also a beautiful balance here of your heart and your head, because there's a time and a place for both of those things, right? There's a time to think and there's a time to feel. There's your tempering, your balancing of gorgeousness. Okay. Oh wow. We've got the the 10 of Cups that has come out, flying onto the floor. This is your emotional happiness. This is your peace, love, joy, harmony, prosperity, health, wealth, and abundance, right? This is the happily ever after card. If you can get to this place, you're golden. You're flying. You're living your best life. You're on your highest timeline. Okay, that's not to say there's not going to be heartache. There's not going to be moments where you have to cut away or speak your truth in a strong, confident, and perhaps terrifying way, right? This is about um, not wallowing in the dark. Okay, there's a time and a place. Say it and then move on. Feel it and then move on, right? I think we're exiting this culture of you're only saying something if you're complaining about it. You're only saying something if you're sharing something awful, right? And we need to normalize or renormalize only sharing the beautiful, beautiful things, okay? Because that's what stars do. They understand their place in the sky, and that is meant to shine. And when you hear about awful things, you're not shining, right? I had to stop watching the news because it would just make me feel awful. And it was like I was consciously, mindfully filling my vessel with darkness, with shadow. And this doesn't feel right because I'm supposed to be shining, right? We're all supposed to be shining. And so when you start to fill your vessel with light, you recognize the difference, right? And so, um, so yes, this is why the heart is surrounded by fire, this sacred flame, because it burns bright and quick and releases and or transmutes any dense energy so that you can keep shining bright. Okay, we'll do one more card. And it's the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so we got two divine counterparts on here. So this is more gorgeous balancing. I guess we have to do one more card so that we're gorgeously balanced in this reading. But the King and Queen of Pentacles is your grounded earth realm, okay? It's important to remain grounded because we are living in this three-dimensional world. This is also beautiful prosperity. The Six of Swords just really wants to be out in all these readings here. So this is that transition into the calmer waters where you can be and enjoy the fruits of your labor, okay? Where all of the good stuff is, where you can see beneath the surface. When the water is choppy, you can't see anything that's going on within, right? So that's a beautiful thing. So here's your balance between your communication and your heart, what you speak and what you feel, and also your grounded centeredness in the material realm. Okay, this queen is about opulence. They're both about opulence. This is the opulent couple. They are very much in the 3D realm, the stable structure and the beautiful home, right? The heart of the hearth, heart of the hearth, the fireplace and the fire, right? Beautiful balancing in the material realm. Okay, two divine counterparts. This is a gorgeous and auspicious thing that I think all stars must possess. Okay, we've got the yin and yang. Okay, this is that beautiful balancing, tempering that's all up in this reading. This is the light and the shadow. This is the dark and the light. Yes, and how both are necessary to complete a whole. Beautiful. Okay, we've got the reindeer, and this is a reindeer with scribing all over its body. And that's making me think of, like, I don't know, like a wish that you scribe to send out into the world to make manifest. What is this? Oh, it's the wind. Okay, and then we've got the snail, and this is the turbo snail that was once very, very slow, but then he ends up getting some turbo juice on him and he turns into a turbo snail. And so don't judge the speed at which you transform, that you forge, or that you boundary, or that you pioneer and explore. Okay, just keep moving forward. Then we've got the butterfly of transformation, and it is here just like in the swords realm. We've got the princess crown. Okay, this is you claiming your birthright as royal. Okay, look at all this royalty that's down here. I'm just gonna put this on this queen and we'll just pretend that it just is a crown and doesn't say princess. Okay. Then we've got the trumpeting on the move elephant. And I feel like this is like excitement. This is the kind of, yay, I found my tribe. I found my soul tribe, right? And you're like running towards them. So I feel like this is part of your process of becoming one open to receive others, to celebrate everybody's journey with. Okay, and then we've got the water buffalo, and this is a beautiful example of the masculine feminine energies because they are it's very hard to tell which one's a female and which one's a male, and they also refuse to be domesticated, so there's this level of wild ferocity, this ownership, this sovereignty. Yes, sovereignty. This is you stepping out, claiming your destiny. Okay, we've got the beautiful balancing between two seemingly different things making a whole. This is the masculine and feminine, this is the light and the shadow. This is beautiful love that happens when you are balanced within. Okay, we've also got the the love swans. Okay, and that for some people involves a beautiful partnerships, all the beautiful partnerships, your soul connections, your forever loves coming together, especially with all these divine counterparts on display here. We've got the moon and the stars. Okay, this is what you get access to when you recognize. This is also another indication of the light and the shadow, the daytime and the nighttime coming together to be one. And there you are, the star you are. Okay, beautiful. Maybe in the past you thought that you had a hole in yourself that was empty, that you needed somebody else to fill, but you realize that that space within was just a space for potential. And that's a beautiful thing. And then we've got the luck of the Irish. Okay, we got the 4-leaf clover. This is the luck you produce when you start stepping confidently in your truth. And the sunflower power. This is the abundance. Okay, this is also, if you consider every seed within the center of a sunflower as a seed of potential, then think about how much abundance having sunflowers affords you, right? This is the kind of abundance that the King and Queen of Pentacles produce when they are in a balanced state, because they're the perfect prepping of the soil and planting of the seeds and nurturing so that they grow, weeding and tilling, nurturing, right? That is the beautiful balance of the King and Queen of Pentacles. Okay, let's get a mushroom card oracle to kind of sum things up for us, bring things together in a gorgeous way. Confirm this connection to our higher selves and our heart. Oh, that's too much. Just one. Just one, maybe 2, 3 the most. Okay. They're giving us 2. We've got the shaggy ink cap, growth destruction cycle. There you go. A dichotomy, balance. And the amethyst deceiver, deception. Let's check it out. What you talking about, amethyst deceiver? Okay, 21, opened right up onto it. So each stage of your growth has different meanings and properties. Just like the shaggy ink cap, you go through many stages over and over again. Just like the earth has its seasons, every cycle has a purpose and needs to be worked with, not against. At what stage of your evolutionary growth are you? Can you recognize if it's a growth or a destructive cycle? The shaggy ink cap has both, and both are necessary. When you look at the destructive cycle within yourself, do you try to push it away because you think it is bad? Or do you try to learn from it because it is a necessary part of growing up or learning a lesson? Not everything is bad when it is destructive, and not everything that is growth is a good thing. Yeah, weeds grow. When something grows or is destroyed, it must be a sustainable process or there is no balance. What can you keep in check before it grows out of control? The key here is to find balance, is about finding balance within both the destructive and growth cycles. Remember that not everything destructive is bad and not everything that grows is good, and vice versa. Everything has its place and purpose. Our job is to learn and grow from everything and everyone in our lives. What can you learn from this experience? A special card indeed, with many questions to ponder. Yes, there's that balance there. That's the ebb and flow. That's the night and day. That's the death and rebirth. Okay, and then we got Amethyst Deceiver. The deceiver mushroom comes to let you know that things may not be what they seem. You may be seeing things the wrong way, and there is deceit of some kind appearing before you. Not all deceit is bad. It can be a blessing in disguise and may not be a conscious thing. Are you deceiving yourself about something? Are you not allowing yourself to see what is right in front of you because you haven't taken the time to truly see it? Or do you not want to see it? This card is like a trickster. It can talk to you in riddles, but at the same time, make you face the reality of what is not seen. Is there a person or issue in your life that keeps changing like a chameleon, or something that you have perceived wrongly? Take a closer look. What puzzles you about the situation? Is your logic saying one thing and your intuition saying another? Let your intuition be your guide always. When things appear to be one thing but are actually another, your intuition will know. Your intuition is your soul compass. Trust it implicitly. Sometimes assumptions are made about people or situations, and this can come from a limited understanding or lack of interest in really getting to know more. Take the time to really observe and research the situation until you are 100% sure of what you are looking at. Don't let looks be deceiving. Okay. So this is why it's important to tap into your intuition and your inner knowing at all times, and create those boundaries around your thoughts, because you can think yourself around and out and through all kinds of things. And then you're left with, well, now I don't even know, right? And that's not a good place to be. No. Okay, we'll pull one more last card from this deck here. And this card, let's intend it to give us a clear standing on our next steps, where we're going, where we're heading, where we're going, where we're heading. Okay. We got the Prince of Cups, which is or is it the Page of Cups? Someone who is sweet but easily rused to fits of passion. Could represent a messenger or the birth of a child. So this is messages coming in, the birth of people, places, and things, right? This could be the birth of an idea, the birth of a baby, a birth of something new and exciting and joyous. Okay, what else? A common humble berry. This is the wild strawberry. Its flowers symbolize innocence, and its fruit the reward for righteousness and hard work. The symbol of this card is the golden crown of Hecatomnus. Hecatomnus. So there you go. You are moving forward sweetly from your heart. Okay, but be mindful of where you are putting your attention and your energy. Don't split. Make sure you are focused on a thing. If something is making you feel passionate about it, focus on that. Head to it, finish it, make it, realize it, and then go on to the next thing. Keep a journal if you've got too many ideas and just like a checklist go through, but really try to um, hone, to localize, to focus with laser precision on each task at hand. And then you will utilize your energy in a more potent way. Okay. And we want to be potent as we are birthing new things. Okay. Yes. That is our fertilizer that grows all the gorgeousness. Okay. I love you and I appreciate you and I wish you all of the best in your days and nights and minutes and hours and projects. Okay, love you. Bye.